What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader. Happy New Year to everyone. And I did this last year, and you guys seemed to like it. So I'm doing it again this year. And what I did was I'm going to put together a series of videos on my pickups from 2022. Sort of a 2022 year in review, and this video is going to cover the loose graded Star Wars action figures that I picked up over the course of 2022. It's a little bit terrifying, but I did keep a spreadsheet of everything I picked up, and it makes you realize just how much money I spent on toys last year. It's a little terrifying. 2023 is going to be a lot slower just because my work is very, very slow right now. So it's fun to kind of go back and look at all the awesome pickups I had. I'm very thankful for the number of pickups that I did get. So it's going to be kind of a rapid fire video, and I would love to hear from you in the comments what you guys picked up in 2022 that you were really happy with. So these are all loose graded and baggies that I did pick up this year. And the first one is a Sensor Scope R2-D2. This one is a no COO graded AFA 80. I picked this one up at a toy convention here in town in a very shady parking lot deal, and it was $100. So that was a pretty good deal, I feel like, for an AFA 80 no COO R2-D2 Sensor Scope. And likewise, I also picked up this one. This one is a 1977 date stamp Sensor Scope R2-D2 graded UKG 80% with the brand new case style. This one I got with the help of Boss Bounty. He was able to pick that up for me and then ship it to me. And the seller just did not want to ship overseas for some reason. So I had Boss Bounty help me out on that one. And so those are the two R2-D2s I picked up. And as I go through these videos, I think I'll probably talk about which figures I would like to target for this year. And I think for me, loose graded, there's not a ton I want, but there are a few, and one of them would be a first 12 R2-D2, the solid dome. I don't know if that'll happen or not, but I would like to get an AFA 85 solid dome R2-D2, either a Hong Kong or Taiwan, something like that. So those were really nice, and this area is going to be really filled up here very shortly as we go through that. And we'll continue with the droid theme. This was another one that Boss Bounty helped me pick up. This was a no COO 1977 date stamp R5-D4 graded UKG 80%. It does have the older case style, as you can see, but it was a pretty good deal, and I thought it was worth picking up. Just nice to have a no COO 1977 date stamp. And then likewise, I also got this 1977 date stamp ungraded that I then got graded by CAS. This one graded 80+. So I got a no COO 1977 and then a Hong Kong 1977 date stamp graded UKG 80 and 80+ respectively. Obviously, the big one in terms of the R5-D4s was this one. This one is one I picked up in the Deal or No Deal group on Facebook, and I bought it ungraded from a really good buddy of mine named Drew T. Thank you again, Drew, for the awesome deal. This is obviously the Red Bar R5-D4 1978 Hong Kong, and this one I did get graded, and it returned from grading with an 80+. So nice to have three different R5-D4 loose graded figures that I added to the run. Continuing with the droid theme, I picked up this one on eBay. This was an AFA 85 Death Star droid. And this is probably a little bit overgraded in my opinion. The eyes are a little bit wonky, and there is some scratching to the eyes, as you can see right there on that one. But nevertheless, AFA decided to give that one the 85 grade. I would argue this is probably more like an 80+, just based on some of the other examples I've seen out there. Maybe I'll find a cleaner one as part of my 2023 goal list to kind of pair with this one. But this one just has kind of that wonky eyes that I also noticed on my 45 back Empire Strikes Back Death Star droid. It's the same kind of wonky eye. It's just a weird factory error that a lot of them do have, but where the eyes are just kind of a little bit off kilter. But anyway, that's one I did pick up in an auction on eBay. And then the other Death Star droid I got was this baggie. This is one I picked up, I believe, from Rogue 5 Toys on Facebook, and I got this one ungraded, and it came back with an 80+, probably a little bit overgraded as well. This is probably more like an 80, just given the cloudiness to the baggie and a little bit of wear to the actual Kenner language on the front of the Hong Kong baggie. I would argue this is probably closer to an 80, just given, it's got some wear to the baggie, but it did get the 80+. I think, again, it was probably a little bit overgraded. Continuing on with the baggies, I got this one. This is a made in Hong Kong baggie, camo lapel, pale face, no COO Han. Sorry, this is not the no COO. This is the Hong Kong. I do have the pale face no COO. That I think has the plain lapel, and that one is being recased right now with AFA, but this one got the AFA 80. This one I bought already graded from Rogue 5 Toys, but another nice baggie to add to the run. Had a lot of good luck with baggies this year, and the next baggie I picked up was this one. This is a beautiful one, AFA 85 Plus ESB-D baggie for Bosk. Really tough to find this one in such high grade. Apparently, I've talked to a number of baggie experts. They said this one in particular is very, very tough to find in such clean condition. But beautiful AFA 85 Plus that I picked up from Rogue 5 Toys. Next up was another one I picked up on Facebook. This one I picked up in the Rebel Hideout group on Facebook. He always has a lot of nice stuff. This one is the SW-A baggie. This one is obviously the mail-away Bosk with the orange head. This one was graded 80, and very, very nice baggie there. And then next up was this one I also picked up from Rebel Hideout at the same time. This one was graded AFA 80, or excuse me, CAS 80 Plus. This is the ESB-D baggie for Lobot. So had a lot of good luck with baggies this year. The final baggie was from Rogue 5 Toys. This one was already graded when I picked it up. This is 21B. Graded AFA 80 Plus, and this is an ESB-F baggie, apparently. So, anyway, lots of good baggies this year. I picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 baggies this year. So, pretty awesome. Now let's dig into some of the heroes that I got from the Star Wars universe, loose graded. And I was always lacking some Obi-Wan Kenobis. This one is a Hong Kong gray hair, graded UKG 85%. Beautiful Obi-Wan Kenobi with the brand new case style. I picked that one up on eBay. And then likewise, maybe a week or two earlier, I picked up this no COO with the light gray hair. So this is the dark gray hair and the light gray hair. This one is a Hong Kong, and this one is the no COO, probably made in the Palatoy factory. And that one also was graded UKG 85%. Another hero that I also picked up from Rogue 5 was this beautiful Princess Leia. This is the brown hair and belt Hong Kong version. I also do have a CAS 80 black hair and belt Princess Leia, but it's really tough to tell them apart when you're just looking at them by themselves. But I put this one next to the other one that I have graded by CAS, and it's very clear that this one is the brown hair and belt when you compare it. I should have brought it down, but I did not. But the other one is a much, much darker, very deep, rich black color. But this one's graded AFA 80. And again, thank you to Chris over at Rogue 5 Toys for the great deal on this beautiful Princess Leia. So those are the only two Princess Leias. I would like to pick up some more Princess Leias loose graded this year. That's probably on the list. I'd like to pick up a no COO as well as a Taiwan loose graded Princess Leia. So we'll see if that happens or not. Likewise, I would like to pick up a small head Han Solo to pair with this one that I picked up this year. I got this one in the Deal or No Deal group on Facebook, ungraded, and it was a gorgeous example, and I sent it off to be graded by CAS, and it came back with the 85. But this is the large head Hong Kong 2-line, and that one turned out great. Absolutely gorgeous example, and it got the 85 with CAS. Another one, courtesy of Rogue 5 Toys, Chris W., who has been on the channel. He sold me this overstock Luke X-Wing that is a Hong Kong, and it's just as mint as it gets. And it did come back with an 85, which I thought was a little bit low, but very, very tough to get these in high grade. And this one luckily did come back with the 85 after I sent it off to Collector Archive Services for grading. Next up, the next hero would be Chewbacca, and this was a great deal. I picked this one up in an auction on eBay maybe 2 or 3 months ago. This is the Spanish PBP no COO Circle on Foot variant, and it's got the brand new case style graded UKG 85%. With taxes, with sales taxes, with shipping from the UK and the actual item itself, I paid $77 for this. So that was a great deal. Really, really lucky to get it for so cheap, to get a nice, clean Spanish figure for that price. And I'm very, very happy with that price. And again, this one is the Circle on Foot variant, which I covered in a video, but just to reemphasize, you can see that circle on his foot. There's also a floating D variation for the Spanish Chewbacca that I do not have. Maybe I'll be able to pick that one up this year. Neither one of them are particularly expensive, and usually the floating D is a little bit more expensive than this one, the circle on foot variation. This is the most common one. Last hero, before we dig into some of the villains, this is the only Yoda that I picked up this year, and this is again from the Rebel Hideout. This was an unpainted belt, and this also has the Hong Kong tag inside the robe, which I did not mention when I unboxed this back from CAS, but unfortunately they did not label that as such on the label, even though I requested it. I said, hey, it's an unpainted belt. It's also the Hong Kong tagged robe. And they did not label either one on the label, but it did come back with the 80%. Pretty cool factory error, and it's nice to have one on there, but it does have the Hong Kong tag on the robe, and that's a little bit tougher to find than just the straight Hong Kong without the tag. But gorgeous example, and again, that one came back with an 80%. Now let's dig into some of the villains that I picked up this year. The first one is an 80+ long eye tubes Tusken Raider. This one I picked up already graded. This is the Hong Kong, and gorgeous example. I think I paid $160 for this one, and once you hit 85 or above, that's when the prices really jump up for this one. But the long eye tubes are just noted because the eye tubes on this example, on this variant, are a little bit longer than the standard Hong Kong or the Hong Kong with the dark brown paint. But this has got the letter brown paint and the long eye tubes, and it was graded 80+. Pretty fair price for it, just given what 85s go for. And then the other Tusken Raider I picked up was this one. This is a very tough to find no COO variation for the Tusken Raider. As you can see, it's a much darker, richer paint than the long eye tubes variation. You can see how dark brown that paint is on the hands, as well as the bandolier, as well as the neck piece and face piece. Very, very dark. It's almost a black color. And that one was UKG 80%, but that's the no COO. And you don't see these come up very often for sale, loose graded like this. So just one of those tough ones. Let's see. Let's dig into some bounty hunters. Here was a bounty hunter I picked up from Rogue 5 Toys. This is a standard Hong Kong Dengar. And this one was graded UKG 85% with the brand new case style. And then the other loose Dengar I picked up was this one, courtesy of Adam B, who is a Patreon supporter. Very kind to sell this one to me for the price he did, but this is the Spanish Purple Armor Pale Face Dengar, graded UKG 80%. So you can just see how dark purple and how pale that face is versus the Hong Kong variation. So it's a very, very notable kind of variation that most people know about if you collect Spanish figures. And then the only other bounty hunter I picked up was this one. This is a Zuckuss. And this one is the no COO one-line LFL graded CAS 85+. And this one does not have the circles, I believe. It does not have the circles on the backs of the knees or the heels. There is, I believe, a no COO with the circles on the knees and on the back of the heels, as well as for Hong Kong. There's a Hong Kong that uses this mold, and then there's also a Hong Kong with the circles on the heels. So that might be another one I'd like to pick up, is a circle on heels variation, either Hong Kong or no COO, to kind of pair with this one. But this is a beautiful CAS 85+ grade that Chris W. very kindly sent to me. And then the last loose pickup for this year was this one. This one was an AFA 85 green hair Taiwan General Madine. So this is the third General Madine that I have now. I've got the Lily Letty graded CAS 90, and then a Hong Kong with a painted face, I believe, that is graded AFA 85. So nice to finally get kind of another major variation, but this is that really greenish hair that's very notable for some of the Taiwans. There is also a Taiwan without the green hair, but this one's got a very, very noticeable green hair as it's labeled by AFA. But anyway, that's really all my loose pickups for this year. And if you guys liked it, I think what I'll do is I'll do another video for my mint on card pickups for 2022, as well as my comic book pickups for 2022. And I had a really good year. Very, very thankful for the items I did pick up. But 2023 is going to be a lot slower, just given my job is a lot slower than it was in 2022. But cannot complain at all with this awesome haul for the year. And it's always fun to kind of look back and check out everything that I got. So thank you so much for watching, and Happy New Year to everyone.